Hello, you guys. I'm back. I told you guys that I was going to have my family come on and speak about The Walking Dead. And guess who my first guest is? It is my niece, Lorena. And I'm so excited to have her on. I asked her. She watched my first video. She supported me. And I told her I would love for you to come on and tell us, okay, and tell us a little bit about, how she got started with The Walking Dead. So how did you first hear about The Walking Dead?
Well, I hear all the good shows from her, apparently. And from the first moment I watched it, I loved it because I I have the thing for zombies and blood. I like gory stuff.
And guts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when she told me about all this stuff, I was like, okay, I must watch it. So she gave me the channel. I was watching it because I think it was a marathon.
Yes, it was in the summer. It was their red, white, and blue marathon
Yes.
that they have every year. And I said, girl, you got to get
And I did
into
get
it.
into it, and I haven't left since.
Yay! Okay, so give me your top five off your head favorite characters on The
Daryl,
Walking Dead.
Rick, Michonne. Mm, I really don't. That's really my only three that I like. I don't really pay attention to the others.
Okay, so Daryl, Michonne, Rick.
Rick.
Okay, my top three or top five, I'm going to go off the top of my head. Bam, Michonne, Rick, Glenn, Sasha, Maggie. I'm just giving it off the top of my head. But I love those guys. That's who I love. I love. Who is your least favorite character on the show thus far?
Um, like this season or
It can be like from season 1 to season 5. Who do you not really care for? Who's on the show that you're just like, oh, can you die already?
Andrea. I really didn't like Andrea.
Aww.
She was a good
She was
character, yes,
awesome on the comic
but
book though.
well, not in the show it wasn't good.
Wasn't that great?
No.
Okay. Now, what I want to ask you, okay, who did you, when somebody died and you were like, no, who was it that got you and you just had to take a minute? Who was the person that died on the previous seasons or this season where you were like, oh my God, no? So,
I would have to say I can't remember his name.
Tyrese?
No, not Tyrese. Tyrese, that was a good one. I must admit
It was
that
good.
that was awesome. The way
That was
the
wasn't
TWD.
like, it wasn't half freaking done. I was okay with that. You mean Noah?
Yes, Noah's. I knew he was gonna die soon, but
not like that.
no.
It was bad. A lot of people were like,
I wish that guy died. I wish that other guy died.
Which one?
The one that pushed the revolving door to have Noah die.
Oh, what was his name? Not Spencer.
See, that's why he's not important.
Yeah, because we can't even think of his name.
He's not important.
But that's the thing about The Walking Dead that I see on, Tumblr and all the sites where they're like, they have all these characters that ain't a non-factor. They a factor. So we know they're not a factor because I don't even remember the dude's name. That's bad, folks. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. But anyway, so I have to ask, who do you ship? And what shipping means is, Lorena, who is somebody that you think that should get together on
Rick
the
and
show?
Michonne.
I didn't even have to finish my sentence, and we're like on point together. We know who needs to be together. Bam! And why do you think Rick and Michonne should be together?
Because, like you said in your last video, they have this connection. But like you also said in your last video, like the producers won't put them together. They just need to be together. Instead, there's Jesse.
What do you think about Jesse?
I don't like her.
Anderson.
I don't like her.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what I've been seeing on sites is that some people feel like they have a connection, but I said
I don't see a connection.
Go ahead. I'm gonna.
I see her just dating him. I don't see them together at any point.
long term.
Yeah,
Now, this is what I got to say about the whole Jesse Anderson situation. If they had any kind of connection, why was Michonne way away out on the porch and not in the party?
exactly.
Because they know that Rick and Michonne has this strong connection, and if we would have had Michonne, she would have slayed it. She would have slayed it. There wouldn't have been no, oh, there's a connection with Jesse and Rick. For people who don't know the comic books, y'all wouldn't have known that these two were supposed to have something going on, even though he came to the door with no shirt on and it was pretty obvious. But come on, if Michonne would have showed up, y'all would have been like, Jesse, that was supposed to be something. Did we miss something? It just would have went over your head. I'm just keeping it real. That's all I'm saying. What is your favorite season?
Season 5.
Season 5? My favorite season, I would have to say, is season 3. I mean,
Season 3 was good.
It was just so much that went on, with Andrea's death. I mean, oh my goodness. Lori's death, T-Dog. I was just like I said in my last video about, what happened to the wow factor, why isn't this show being nominated for any kind of awards when award season come on? It's the simple fact I feel like they're kind of lacking in writing. I still love the show, but I do miss that week to week when an episode would come on. I would be like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I don't have that. I was very upset, like I said, with 5B, with everything that went on with Rick going crazy. What do you have to say about that, with the whole thing with Rick going crazy behind Jesse and the whole Pete thing? It was just very
in the comic books, I saw that coming, but it took me by shock. I didn't think he would be so
extra.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't like that in the comic book.
No, not at all.
At all.
It doesn't even seem like the Rick we've known from the past 4 seasons.
But our girl Michonne looked like she kind of reeled him in and let him know, I'm with you no matter what, been with you, gonna be your ride or die whether you see it or not. Now let me ask you, let's just say if they don't put Rick and Michonne together, who would you like to see her end up with? We got Morgan, and in the comic books, her and Morgan, spoiler alert, they do end up having a little something. So, what do you think about that?
I'd be upset about the whole Rick and Michonne thing. I want them to be together. Most def. But if they go with the comic books with the whole connection with Morgan, I will accept it.
I don't see her with anybody else, but I do want her to have somebody in her life because I feel like she's the only Lone Ranger. I mean, I understand we have Carol. That's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother. We ain't gonna go there about Carol. Carol ain't gonna take over this. She can take over the show, yeah. She can take over the show, but she ain't gonna take over this right here. But anyway, like I was saying, I would be okay with it. I would have to be, I would have to be. So, rating from 5A to 5B, what did you think? Were you expecting more from 5B when it came back? Because we were, me and you, we were like, woo, 3 more days, woo, 2 more days, it's here. And then we got 5B, and I kind of felt a little cheated.
Yes, because, when you told me from the comic books that you were going to say that Michonne was going to tell Rick to get his crap together, I was waiting for that line to come out, and I felt cheated.
She took over in the comic book. She took over Andrea, because like I told you, Rick and Andrea have a thing in the comic book. They're together. That's his wife. They become husband and wife. So that's why I kind of feel like maybe they are going that route. So I really do think that Michonne is the Andrea. I do, because there is a part in the comic books where, she tells Rick, and the group that I will follow you guys to the end. And Michonne pretty much said to him, I'm with you. No matter what you've done, no matter what's going on, I've been with you. I'm with you. So what else is it that kind of upset you about 5B?
Like you said, I felt cheated. That's really mostly it. I wanted more. I wanted them to go more off the comic book,
Mm-hmm.
but they've been changing it up mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But I did feel cheated. I wanted more.
I'm ready for the herd. I told you about the herd coming up, the No Way Out arc. The wolves, well, the wolves, they were the scavengers in the comic book, but now they kind of flipped it and made them into the wolves, and I'm excited about that. I'm super excited about what's going to happen with that. I, how are you going to feel if the whole situation with Jessie doesn't happen and they keep her around and she ends up being Andrea
I'm going to be upset.
2.0?
I'm going to be upset. Because Jessie doesn't seem like the kind of girl that can handle the walkers
Mhm.
or like living off of plants and animals. She seems like the kind of girl that just needs to stay home. She seems like a housewife.
And she's got 2 kids.
Yes. I just don't see that coming.
Now, this is what I will say that I've seen numerous times with The Walking Dead. We all know that Carol, dang, I brought her up again and I said I was going to do it. But it makes a point. We both said, we've seen Carol in the beginning, she was not a survivor. And they made her into a survivor. And in the comic book, she wasn't a survivor. And they made, she's a survivor on the show. She's badass. I'm not going to take that away from the woman. But do I think she's more badass than Michonne? No. And let me make my point about that, and then I'm going to get back to where Jessie and her link up. Let me get back on that. But let me tell you right here and right now why Michonne and Carol are different and why I think that Michonne is more strong. Have we seen Carol fight a man? Have we seen Carol take on a grown, tall man like the governor? No, folks. So stop saying that she's the queen bee. She's this. Yes, she took out practically helping them get out of Terminus. Yes, I'm not taking that away from her. But she did that in a way by using the zombies to help her get in. That was a great strategy. But Michonne is like, I'll take that man out. Let me, her and the governor, when they fought, that girl went up against a man. And then, hold on, wait a minute, season 3, she went up against 3 men. Merle and those other 4, it was 4 of them. Merle and those other 3 guys. She killed 2 like that, jumped off a tree, hacked his head off, and stabbed one in the heart. Stabbed one in the heart. And then almost killed the other one, but he got out of the way. So I've already said my piece. I'm only talking about what I'm talking about, and that's it. So let me get back to the situation with Carol and Jessie. I would feel like it'd be redundant. Don't you feel like we already have, Carol be beaten by her husband?
Yeah.
We don't need another one coming up and being tough. It'll just, to me, it'll ruin it, and it'll make me see, we don't want to do the Rick and Michonne thing. It's too much. We don't want to do that. We want to go with something that's original. Blonde hair, blue eye. We want to go with something original. What do you think?
Original all the way.
Original all the way. All the way.
I wouldn't want them copying Carol and Jessie. It makes no sense because, like I said, Jessie seems like the housewife. She doesn't seem like the one to stand up for herself.
Right.
She seems to be the dependent one on others.
Do you think that Jessie is 2.0 Lori, like the people have been saying?
No, I honestly don't. It's more like she's another Carol, but less tougher.
Right.
But Lori, no. I don't think no.
Right.
Because Lori had her moments where she showed her bravery and her stopping point.
Right.
But Jessie, you know, she's a total opposite Lori, honestly.
Right. Like they say, Lori wasn't too far gone, basically. She wasn't too far gone,
Yeah.
you know. So she was just somebody who couldn't survive that world. I felt like I understood why she went, because if she was to see Rick take a man's throat, a chunk of a man's throat out, I really don't know
I
how
think
she
she
would
would
be
have
able to
lost
handle
it.
that.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
would be her ending point right then and there.
Yeah, I don't just, you know, Michonne was like, you know, you had to do what you had to do. You had to save your son. If that was me, I would have, you know, if I had that chance to save my son, I would have done the same thing. So I get it, you know. So we're going to stop here because my nephew is calling me. I thank you guys for watching this video and supporting me and my nephew. Me and my niece, I'm sorry, my nephew, because he's patting me right now. Say hi. Then we're going to hang it up.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so we're going to sign off, me and my niece, my first guest of my family, which she will be doing many more videos with me because I really like this. You know, this was just, you know.
This is the greatest conversation of Walking Dead ever.
I know. I mean,
We got in touch with our walkers.
yes, our walkers are everything. And there's like a lot of spoilers and things. Hold on, sweetie. Give me 1 second. There is a lot going on that I've been seeing on Spoiling the Dead, a lot of spoilers. So I will be giving spoilers to my niece, sending them to her, and then we'll come back and we'll talk. But I'm gonna have many, many more people come on and support me and my channel. I hope that, you know, I just reach a wide range. This is raw and uncut, y'all. This is raw and uncut. So we finna cut it right here. Peace.